Imagine a world where Christianity looked nothing like the religion you know today. A world where the most devout followers lived in secret, hunted by the very church that claimed to speak for God. In the rugged mountains of southern France, a group known as the Cathars rose up with a vision of Christianity that threatened everything the Catholic Church stood for. Their beliefs were so radical, their practices so pure and uncompromising, that the Pope himself declared a holy war to erase them from history. But who were the Cathars, really? What forbidden knowledge did they guard, and why did the medieval church fear them enough to launch the infamous Albigensian Crusade? Stay with me, because today we're uncovering the lost secrets of the Cathars, the Christian heretics the church tried desperately to erase. The Cathars, also called the Albigensians, flourished in the Languedoc region of France from the 11th to the 13th centuries. Their name comes from the Greek word katharos, meaning pure, and purity was the core of their faith. They believed the visible world was created by an evil force, a demiurge, not the true God. This dualist worldview, rooted in ancient Gnostic traditions, saw the universe as a battleground between good and evil, spirit and matter. The Cathars taught that the soul was divine, trapped in a corrupt physical body, and that salvation meant escaping the material world's prison. This was forbidden knowledge, echoing lost gospels and suppressed Christian teachings the Catholic Church had worked for centuries to stamp out. Unlike the Catholic Church, which claimed to hold the keys to salvation through its sacraments and hierarchy, the Cathars believed anyone could achieve spiritual enlightenment without priests, bishops, or the Pope. Their spiritual elite, the Perfecti, lived lives of strict asceticism. No meat, no sex, no possessions. They refused to swear oaths, rejected violence, and even allowed women to become spiritual leaders, a shocking idea for medieval Europe. The Cathars rejected the Catholic sacraments, denounced the wealth and corruption of the clergy, and refused to pay tithes. They believed in reincarnation and taught that Christ was a spiritual being who never had a physical body, directly contradicting Catholic doctrine. These beliefs were so dangerous that the Church labeled them heretics and set out to destroy them. The Cathars' influence spread rapidly across the south of France. Cities like Albi, Carcassonne, and Béziers became strongholds of Cathar faith. Their communities were organized, prosperous, and deeply respected by the local nobility. The Cathars translated the Bible into the local language and encouraged everyone to read and interpret Scripture for themselves, a direct challenge to the Church's monopoly on religious knowledge. Their followers included knights, merchants, and even some members of the aristocracy. The Church saw this as an existential threat. If the Cathar model spread, it could undermine the Church's power, wealth, and control over Europe. The Catholic Church's first response was to try to convert the Cathars through preaching and debate, but these efforts failed. In 1208, the murder of a papal legate gave Pope Innocent III the excuse he needed to launch the Albigensian Crusade, a holy war not against Muslims in the Holy Land, but against fellow Christians in Europe. The Pope promised crusaders the same spiritual rewards as those fighting in Jerusalem: forgiveness of sins and eternal salvation. Armies from all over France and beyond descended on the Languedoc, determined to wipe out the Cathar heresy once and for all. The crusade was brutal beyond imagination. In 1209, the city of Béziers was besieged. When the crusaders asked how to distinguish Cathars from Catholics, the papal legate reportedly replied, "Kill them all, God will know his own." 20,000 men, women, and children were slaughtered in a single day. Carcassonne fell next, its people expelled, their property seized, and their sacred texts burned. The Crusaders moved from town to town, destroying Cathar communities, confiscating lands, and burning heretics at the stake. The siege of Montségur in 1244 became legendary. After a months-long standoff, more than 200 Cathar Perfecti were burned alive for refusing to renounce their faith. But the Cathar story didn't end in fire and blood. Their beliefs, rituals, and forbidden knowledge survived underground, passed down in secret among those who refused to accept the Church's version of history. Some scholars believe Cathar ideas influenced later movements like the Knights Templar, the Freemasons, and even the legends of the Holy Grail. The Cathars' lost gospels and hidden teachings have become the stuff of conspiracy theories, secret societies, and modern spiritual movements. Even today, the ruins of Cathar castles like Montségur and Les Tours attract seekers searching for answers the Church tried to erase. So why did the Church go to such extremes to destroy the Cathars? It wasn't just about theology. The Cathars represented a direct threat to the Church's authority, wealth, and political power. Their rejection of Church hierarchy, their independence, and their economic self-sufficiency all undermined the foundations of medieval Catholicism. By labeling them heretics and launching the Albigensian Crusade, the Church sent a message: challenge our authority, and you will be erased from history. But the Cathars' legacy lives on. Their story is a reminder that history is written by the victors and that forbidden knowledge, once uncovered, can change everything we think we know about the past. The Cathars' hidden gospels, lost rituals, and secret teachings continue to fascinate researchers, conspiracy theorists, and spiritual seekers alike. Were they simply heretics? Or were they the last guardians of a lost Christian tradition that the Church wanted buried forever? If you're fascinated by lost civilizations, secret societies, and forbidden history, you're in the right place. Dive deeper into the mysteries of the Cathars, the hidden gospels, and the secret battles for spiritual truth by subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications. What other secrets has history tried to erase? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What forbidden knowledge do you want uncovered next? Share this video with fellow truth seekers and keep exploring the mysteries they never taught you in school. This is Sumo Sam, where forbidden history meets ancient myth. Don't let the past stay buried. Subscribe now and let's uncover the truth together.